a time for propaganda, time to grab your brews and your commons. Propaganda, open up your best ideas. Time to watch Deluxecoff brew a deck for you.
Well, hello everybody, it is Deluxecoff. It is Saturday, and we are playing one of my favorite decks called Drain. This idea first came to us by a guy who walks alone. I've modified it a bit, as is my way, as time goes on, and you make adjustments and such. So this deck, the card in question mostly is the Kami of the Jealous Thirst here. Very underrated, very underplayed in my opinion. Pretty much you want to do your Village Rites and Convictions and your 2, or we could call it 4 because of the flashback insight draws on your turn, so that you've drawn a card and then you do the 2 and then you just click on it and you pretty much do a plus or minus Healing Solve meets Fire Blast. You're doing 2 to them. You get 2, so that's where my logic comes in there. Woo, yeah, shout out to Guy Who Walks Alone. I have cut 1 land from the build I was running, and also 1 Nocturnal Feeder, probably the weakest creature in the deck, but we went down to 3 to make room for some Tragic Slip's main. I didn't have any main deck removal, as well as moving a, where did it go? There he is, the 1 Accursed Marauder main. So we've got 1 and 1, we've got 4 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these, 2 of these, so it kind of plays like 12 draw 2s instead of the 10 here. 2 Blood Fountains and 4 Unearth really keep our creatures coming back. We're killing a lot of stuff, so Tragic Slip is actually even better than Snuff Out in this list. Very rare exceptions, especially now that Brute Scale Combo's out of the woodworks. And I've been talking to a Guy Who Walks Alone. He's been having some issues with Pack Doll Terror and wanted some main deck removal, so I was thinking this is pretty good, getting rid of Spaghetti Men too. So I'm early, yeah, by about a minute I think. I've got 4 Scorpions, 4 Okiba, and that rounds it out. In our sideboard, I went with 2 Rotted Reunion and 3 Spellbomb for our graveyard package. This really serves double duty in this style of list when you're trying to sacrifice pretty much everything. 2 Toxin Analysis, just for those board wipes when we do want to bring in our other 2 rats. We got a total of 3 of these and 3 of these after sideboarding. 2 Mesmeric Fiend, and the last 3 Mesmeric Fiend that snuck by me there, and 1 Tragic Slip in the side for heavy creature matchups, Jund and such. So as we go along here, we'll see what we can see, and hopefully, I almost promise you, we're going to win more than last week. Last week we were playing a very fun, kind of silly list in 0. Made a lot of changes to that, and thank you for everybody for chiming in on that. Had a lot of missed opportunities in that one. I should have done a little stronger. This is a really good hand. Got a lot of creature variety. Don't have any draw yet, but we'll keep it. 3 lands, 2 is optimal. In Grogberg, so we know our Saturday's right. Hey, we got a Mardu Devotee, usually against Grogberg about 1 in 3 times. Everybody likes his list so much, we end up playing it the next week. Speaking of next week's we will have a show, and then after that, it's going to be foggy for about 2 weeks. I'm going on a road trip to, this is the black version of Mardu Devotee, to Austin, Texas, to help my friend move out there and then flying back. So going to have a nice little adventure there, but I think that's going to be taking the better part of 2 weeks, and it's going to bump in a weekend. So there's that. Yeah, my wife and I are playing in this huge pickleball tournament tomorrow. Thought you'd get away with it. Thought I was going to mention in pickleball. I did not. As Jessica's probably laughing somewhere. The wife of the fan whose thing I signed. And I'm going to be playing, hopefully, if I remember to, the second annual Pauper Awards, and, whenever there's bands and stuff. So this one, had like Aarakocra Sneak and stuff like that. I'm looking for recent good flavor texts. So if you've got any, let me know. Yeah, there's that. Oh, wait, let's see. If I do this to that, I'm just going to hold back here, Village Rites. I feel like I'm talking too much, and I'm going to punt here. But yeah, if you got any, it doesn't have to be super recent, but I'd prefer it to be. It'll just get a little bit more nod. So I'm looking for just the best flavor text maybe in the last 4 or 5 years of cards that have come out. Usually keep it short and sweet. I'm just having trouble filling that part. And then once I do, we'll have a new, whatever you call it, the band restricted / what am I trying to say here? The new Pauper Awards ceremony. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Okay, well, I don't think it's really worth killing that other devotee with the slip here. Yeah, sure, we'll let that go. Not too worried about that. Yeah, flavorfulness, that's right. Mtmentat. Yeah, I almost had you at the top of the show at the last minute. I found my old Crypt Rat video, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing these. So Yeah, Mtmentat sent his glorious crown of hair that I don't have atop some mountain holding up the propaganda madam. Old players have seen that one before. It's pretty cool. Well, we don't have a way to bring back our Kami of Jealous Thirst here. I'm really tempted to just play it and go. I'm going to attack here. Got kind of a slow start. I'll bring out the Kami. It's probably going to die. Kind of want to wait for this to at least pay off with one draw. We'll see if they kill it here. What is this? Not dead after all. Don't enter attack creature goes on once creature dies. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wait for him to use. We're both trying to do about the same thing here. It looks like. He's going to try to kill it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. For some reason, I misread that combat. Yeah, what mountain? Or you're on some big hike there, Mtmentat? What, when, where, etc. It's pretty cool. Figure that stuff out. Do I really care about that thing? All right, this will go like this. I want to get some. Yeah, let's write this out. Just get our mana right here. Really want to get to 4 before I bring this out. It feels very naked as it sits now. Get that going. Bloop. All right. Well, we're two cards closer. Double devotees are dead. I feel like they're sitting on the Glint Hawk / what do you call Tithing Blade combo. Hey, Pangolin Wranglers in the house. Work from home today. Happy to see you all. Happy to have you here. Woo! Yeah. Do I slow roll this even more? I'm going to slow roll this even more. I'm going to bring out this. I just feel like we're walking into removal. If I get to that 4th, I'll be fine because then I'm going to be able to at least do that. I know I'm playing a little bit slow, but I can also next turn, if we don't hit land and they bring out a creature, cast this, sacrifice it, draw. Good times. Accursed Marauder, really getting around a lot of the ways that edict effects are dealt with. Destroy an enchantment. Ah, man. The one bad thing, not really even bad, but the one non-flowy thing about this list is that you can't reanimate your Okibas because they're enchantments. So, Saturday propaganda. All is right with the world. Yes, that is correct. All right. Can we get a Unearth, please, or a land? Hey, all right. Well, now I will play it because we can bring it back for 1 mana and then do some stuff. Bit of a weird start. Usually this deck doesn't hiccup on lands almost ever. It had 21 in the original. I cut it to 20. All right. We're on a very similar game plan here. They've already waxed an enchantment. Okay, we could do that or that. Let me bring out the Kami here. Do that, and I'll bring out a fountain. Deck's kind of fighting us. We're stuck at that 3rd land. Ooh, worst case scenario, they kill it. We can at least Village Rites it. Okay, Cleric. Deathmos suggests they've got all kinds of little tricks in here, including that. Yarg. Okay. Down he comes. We're going to lose it anyway, so let's Rites it. Yeah, I've messed around with Mind Swords. Here we go. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Hopefully my wife and I do pretty good at that tournament tomorrow. We went up another level in our league and been winning there too, so it's been a good time. All right, let's turn off you-know-who. We'll do this, and I might as well get cards out of the deal here. Here we go. He's giving it protection, which isn't really going to work, but it's going to be able to let him sacrifice another thing. I can get that out. Interesting use. Okay. Holding down control so I can react to my own Marauder stack here. Booyah. Here we go. We'll Rites it straight away. Okay. think I'll get Okiba online here. We've already got the fountain going on. Grogberg playing a very interesting list as usual, giving us a little bit of a headache. Got to the 4th land. That's good times. All right, we're going to need a lot of graveyard hate here. This is Orzhov. In fact, my guy who walks alone was messing about with a few bogs in their build. I'm really not liking Bazooka bogs. If I want to mess with your yard, I want to mean it, and not just have it show up randomly. I think for every time it kind of can save the day, there's a lot of times it really hiccups as far as your acceleration and tempo at the beginning of the game. What's this, a vampire? Whoa, the Death Gorger. Flying, death touch. When it enters, exile 2 cards from a single graveyard. Wowza. Well, it's probably going to get the Kami and the Scorpion, I'd imagine. Or probably the Accursed. Unless he goes after his own. There we go. Things are not looking good. Crypt Rats would be pretty nice if I get some more land out here. There's some more land. Cool. We'll bring this up. We do have this amount. I think I'm going to bring this out first. Or do I want to get, what's his name online? Let me bring this out here. I can always block and kill it. Saving 3. There's another Tethmos, all right. I kind of want to wait till I can crack rats for 3. Just wipe the board here. They probably have a way of keeping Tethmos alive, but I'll block here. We'll do the little life dance here. I don't have, you know, who online or Kami of Jealous Thirst, but we'll gain some life. Do the thing. Here we go. I can threaten rat, and this deck does a very good job of staying alive here. Now we have a response to, you know, who coming alive again. Let's do 1, 2, 3. I think we bring out that Kami here. Stop most attacks, and then I can insight. Of course. No, I think I bring out rat. I'm gonna bring out rat. I can activate for 2, which doesn't really do much of anything. So I'm gonna bring out this extra fountain here. We'll just sit back on Tragic Slip. I don't think one of our creatures, if any, are going to be living here. So let's keep that in question. We've got a flyer across from us. We can block pretty much everything else. So, and that 5 toughness backside is definitely the target for Tragic Slip. 3 feels really good in this. I always have to remind myself, you know, 2/3 of Magic is sideboarding, and everybody spends so much time on that, you know, initial list, and then they just kind of throw their sideboard together. And it's like, well, you can tailor it a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, put stuff that might be main, put maybe 1 into your sideboard, etc. Get away with stuff. Yeah, that's a pretty good rule there, Mind Stab. So now, just putting counters on things, getting stuff back. This is a pretty cool little list. We'll rock out here. Getting rid of our Nezumi Road Captain. This is fine. I'll let that go. See if there's any other tricks. I think I'll try to kill with the Tragic Slip here. Yeah, maybe, well, I am going to be able to activate that rat. I'm going to let this go. Oopsie, shouldn't have done that because of that. Either way, it worked, though. Well, let's kill this dude then. Splat. Let's get rid of him. We really need Unearth right off the top. And get back the Marauder engine. Or not. Here they come. Thanks to the deck's nature, though, we're still alive. Got quite a bit of staying power that way. We did not get the thing. Now, is it worth doing the other thing? We can invest in that. We could draw with Insight. We could just play Spawn. He's going to cast some sort of trick onto Marauder, probably. 2, 3. Could do that to there. Let me bring out this dude. We'll make some more decisions later. Right now, I'll probably just inside a blood token. That Marauder's giving me a headache because I can't really deal with it right now. Mardu showing up, replaying, scrying. Nice little synergy there. Okay, they got one card in hand. Let this go. This is when you really do miss Deadly Dispute effects, right? We'll get rid of this. Draw some cards. All right, double kami. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I want to go all in on these guys. 1, 2, 3. We'll bring out both of them. Sit back. Take at least 4 in the air. Down to 2 cards. I'm assuming one might be a land. Gonna run out of tricks with Tethmos, I'd imagine. Personally, I'd probably put in the Vigilance card because you can just keep targeting Tethmos with only 2 cards from your graveyard. No, in Grogberg, they've already got it in there. But, you know, what's that one called? Mindless Eye or something like that? Alrighty, here we go. Apostle's Blessing showing up. Could be a nice little switcheroo graveyard too, or game 2 and 3 is what I'm saying. Like maybe you get rid of the Tethmos plan and some of your stuff and just let the person go too heavy with the other stuff. Be good times. Yeah, in our local league here, we keep moving up because we keep winning the championships. And so now we had our first league game on Wednesday and won. Did really well, so that was pretty cool. Okay, now then, 1, 2, 3. I can still activate that dude, and we can do our deal with Eviscerator's Insight this turn. So let's attack. I'll chance it. Let's attack with these guys. I can Eviscerators instantly here. We do 4. We're going to do another 4 and gain 4. But we have to do it this turn. Insight, I'll grab the token again. And because of that, we will be able to do this and this. And now, we're feeling pretty good. All of a sudden back at 17, and with 1 attack, our opponent's at 3. How'd that happen? Yeah, we'll bring in that for sure. All right, so we only lose 1 insight, potential rats, so that kind of blows. Let's do that. Probably lay off of our own edict plan here. Looks like we're going to pull this one off. We could just pretty much draw anything here. We can just double activate this for 5. So I'll play this guy out. We don't even have to attack here. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. And then do the thing. Hey, didn't feel like we were going to get there, but we did. Their plan worked really well. Ours was very slow in getting there. I lose 2 feeders. Do want to bring in our, you know what? Even before that, I'm going to really lean on Reunion. Let's do 2 and 2. We already got too many cards here. I'm going to lose 2 Okibas here. Kind of clash a little bit. I love that card normally, but if there's one card I might actually get rid of, it might be Okiba. I was even thinking of going Rottens in their way just so you have a lot of main deck ways around it. Let's go all in on this anti-plan for that going through. We'll bring in a 1 Toxin, 1 Spellbomb. Let's bring in the whole Toxin crew. We'll take out a Slip. We don't really care too much about the quality of creatures here. Like to have a rat, probably more than a feeder. Just going to keep it simple like this. Homestead Courage. Oh yeah, I messed around with that in my White Infect list. Had a good time with that. Got 3rd on Pauper Classic Tuesdays with this list. It was a slightly different, maybe like 3 cards different. Lost in the finals or semifinals, whatever you call that. All right, 2 Unearths. We got to ship this. Mulligan. All right, we'll keep this. We're on theme here. Bloop. Do that. Get rid of a cummy. Say done. Lots of purple. Purple and black. The Toxin Crew. Just about. Toxin Crew's about the enemy of everything except maybe millstone lists or fog lists, you know. All right, just in case, I'm going to prefer control over being able to be aggro here. They've got some sort of like a duress here. It's still going to get unearthed, but we don't lose our whole sideboard here. Plus, we're implying that we have a Village Rites effect here, so it's probably less likely to get messed with. And because of the presence of Unearth, I will bring out Kami of Jealous Thirst just recklessly. Jaboozy's here. That would be a cool name for a list, though, there. Chimpskey, the Toxin Crew. 2, 3, bloop. You will learn to respect the Kami of Jealous Thirst. Pretty cool card. Looks like he's got an Arobi on his head, which is another reason I like it. That's a very cool flying disc out here in the States. I think they have them worldwide. Something I will arrogantly say I'm very good at throwing. I've been throwing that since I was about 7. So my brother and I can hit each other from a couple of football fields, usually without taking a step. Pretty sweet. All right. And that death touch is a thing. I've been tweaking with like maybe messing around with a longbow so I get a little death touch ping and stuff. So my ex of Jealous Thirst. All right, slow rolling here. 2, 3. We'll bring out another one. And I'm going to lean on Fountain here. We start drawing lands here. I want to be able to pick them apart. So let this go. Got graveyard issues here. We have seen the Thraben Charm, which deals with enchantments, but not artifacts. Alrighty, well, we gotta let that go. One charm down. Kitty Carlisle, here we are. Cool. Well, let's do this first. We'll cast this here. See if they let us. They might have another charm in their hand. Cool. Well, let's attack to really confuse them. Maybe they'll let in 1 damage. Probably won't. Oh, the Nerf screaming long distance football, eh? All right, so we'll do the thing here. We'll get this. It's going to take 6 total. 2 from the Scorpion. 2 from these Kamis. Woo! Do it now. Why not? Just click on them. I wish they would glow a little bit, like letting you know, like, hey, you're supposed to be doing something here, but they don't. Just like that, we're at 26. We haven't attacked. Don't need to. Yeah. Let's do the thing here now. I guess I bring out another one of these. Sure. Lots of blood tokens. Every once in a while, life will make you feel like you're on camera, or like that. What's that Truman Show from way long ago, where his whole life was being filmed? Kind of feel that way with the Arobi, because like when I go up to Sacramento, there's this street that's literally right behind one of my best friend's house called Arobi Avenue or something. I'm like, it's like you look around like, am I on camera here? Who named a street that? It's pretty cool though. Alrighty, that's going bye-bye. So is one of our guys. Darn it. He's going to be able to blink it or something. That's going to suck. Okay. Well, he might have yet another spell, but I've got to trip this now. Do this here. Probably got another answer to this. Say, yep. Cool. At least we turn off that engine. I keep wanting to look into. I haven't found any new information on that Pauper tournament that's supposed to be coming to Southern California, the real big one that we talked about a few months ago. I'm not sure what happened to the first one, if it crashed and burned, or if it had good attendance, or what. Let's do this here real quick. We don't need much of these things here. Well, that's pretty cool. Just in case another edict shows up randomly, I'm going to bring out our vampire spawn here. Because I can block, I think it's worth going in here. Nah, it's not worth 1 damage. I'll just keep him back. Might have some combat trick. Takes out, part of our plan here. So weekend. Oh, cool, Mind Step. Down comes this dude. I've never been able to make a Tethmos work. It's so powerful on paper, and you look at it, and you know, there's a lot of like mutagenic or gut shot free spells that you can just keep triggering and stuff. And we saw it sort of work that first game, but man, it just gets so, it's just kind of infuriating. I can't get that thing to work. Put it in an Azorius shell. That was really fun. That's just it. It's just really fun. It doesn't do too much else. So. Yeah, that got me a jealous thirst, boy. It sure doesn't disappoint. I'm a big fan. I think we're just going to keep this a secret in our hand. Slow roll it a little bit here. We've got enough lands here. Well, I'm not liking that very much. Let's do this and get rid of it. All right, I can do that. Still not crazy about this. I'm going to attack. I'm going to just convict now. We'll just do this here. Play the land. Play the creature. Do the thing. And relax. We've got Rotten Reunion there. Some Edict effect shows up. Can always get one of our cards from a graveyard. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that's just a mod thing. Exile my graveyard. Hey, what's going on here? That's a bummer. All right. Oh, we lose some targets. Double Blood Fountain's not feeling too good now, but we got two creatures we care about. That probably won't be too long for this world. Now we've got a target for our reunion here. Coming through with that. I think I'm okay with just taking the two here. Oh, interesting. Well, guess I'll do this. Sure. They have some sort of protection ward here. This way I might be able to use Rotten Reunion. Okay, Ephemerate, targeting that. Yeah, let's turn off these shenanigans here. Get. Creature to boot. Now we got a good target. Tethmos has been blinked. Alrighty. Well, you know what's cool about this list is when we're at this stage, we can just chill out. I'm going to play this because I want 7 mana because this costs 2 to bring back, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And we can activate this. 3, 4, 5. Bloop. There we go. And now we can attack here. Not too worried about edict effects. Graveyard is operational. But so you get to about the 7th mana there, you just start activating Kami. I mean, it's not the way you really want to do it, but got to work with what the deck gives you, right? Bam. Yeah, somebody sent me that LSV link. I heard about that, and I forgot to look into it. You can just send me an email at paupergen@gmail.com. I'd appreciate it. I did hear about that, so don't think they can keep attacking here. Got the option to just kind of alpha strike. They're suggesting they have some sort of like prismatic strand effect here. Okay, we're doing that. They've got some options here. 3 options, 4 mana. Thank you for that, Chimpskey. Bam. Booyah. Here we go. Well, that's fun too. Should I double attack? Do I want to do this and this? No, we'll just do that. Don't want to risk my dude. Activate only once each turn. It is not sorcery based, so that's pretty cool. So he's going to be wanting to bring that back. Let's do the thing here so we can get rid of Skyfisher. Lots of creatures. No block for you. Boop. Alrighty. We just Alpha Strike next turn and we should win. Oh, okay. Creatures. Yep. Alrighty. Uh-oh, Suture Priest going to keep him alive? We shall see. We just attack here. I've got death on board. Boom, boom. And we got Crypt Rat. That's kind of funny. Do this. And attack. Even Snuff Out can't save you now. Gutshot can. Do we get him? All right. Pretty cool list from our buddy Grogberg. I'm going to jump right in here. Kind of a clunky way to win, but it does show the staying power. These sorts of decks, Black Drain, that sort of thing, always have a way of staying with it because you're just gaining so much life. It gives you enough time to usually buy into things. What was that? The card with like Carrion Feeder and all those things, you know, obviously an all black deck too. I would much rather play this though, because so let's say they get a 6/6 or an 8/8, you know, you just keep blocking them with these dorks and then your life total is enough. You can usually take a big hit. So this is definitely the one. If I'm playing just black, sort of a draw 2 aggro style list, going to go with this. Seriously considering as the deck moves forward, these might be on the chopping block just because of the non-synergy with Blood Fountain and Unearth. It can be a thing sometimes. So yeah, Mesmeric Fiend obviously in the sideboard's pretty sweet. I did have 2 Accursed Marauders main and 2 Crypt Rats main before I made the concession to go with Tragic Slip. Just trying to keep things really budget friendly this week, you know. I got rid of this. Did have Snuff Out in it, and one of the biggest problems in the new metagame for this list is Pactol Terror, and that doesn't do anything against that. So Grogberg, woo! Yeah, that Suture Priest was. I was sitting on a Tragic Slip too, but that deck has a neat way of winning just by sitting still. Just before you know it, boom, the commies show up and just start draining your life. The bustle of life in Tawashi opened up new avenues for less benevolent kami. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All these masks floating around. Let's play first. We are not playing the deck from last week. Yuck. But I might keep it. All right, Warm Marco. Never mind that. Cool. Wasn't that great of a hand there. Or Marco was on High Tide. It looks like he's advertising. Are people disliking High Tide that much that they're like having to warrant saying it? I don't know. I haven't really run into it all that much. I respect it though. That's why, you know, a lot of things like the 3 Mesmeric Fiends main. Hopefully help them get there. Shut some things out. Here we go. Round number 2. Got a good hand here. Not wild about that, but we do have an Unearth. We'll keep. We've got 3 in the side. Loving my Mesmeric Fiend. Whenever you have that sort of sacrifice style effect, it's, ooh, this looks spicy already. Garth, ooh, mono black. All right. So similar decks doing similar things. That's a hell of a start. Remember, Sui Black always sporting the Dark Ritual Open Air. Probably the best thing we could have drawn right here. One of. I think I will just, yeah, I think I'm going to block here. Then we'll unearth it and sit on Conviction, so that'll kind of negate this fast start, which is the problem with Sui Black. Suicide Black's usually... the hallmark of it's usually a Dark Ritual opener with these Carthage style things. So we'll just be a net even here, except for the elf ability there. Yield on that. Thank you for that. Mine's tap. How can I negate it? You're seeing it. All right, so that's a lightning bolt to turn. So we're definitely not feeling great. Let's unearth. This problem is we're not really doing much damage here, but we are going to be able to draw into a solution of some sort. We'll be able to trade this next turn after drawing a lot of cards. but we're still going to be taking at least 4. Good taste in swamps. I approve. Pretty dreary there. Woke up to a nice dreary sky today. It's been great weather here for pickleball. We have this thing called May Gray and June Gloom. It's like 60 days of darkness. It gets a little sunny late afternoon sometimes, but for the most part, I'm a very happy camper because I'm one of those weirdos that loves that weather. But for pickleball, it is perfect because you can really go crazy cardio-wise and not have to sweat as much and have your body temperature be up so high. So my goodness, we only have 3 of them and they're just all in our hand. Alpha swamps. I like mine. Okiba showing up. All right. Well, we better get something going on here. This is Sui Black. I haven't seen this in maybe years, not months. We're really getting flooded here. We will be able to trade something. I'm actually tempted to maybe block one of these. Turn off this little life engine. We're almost at equal lives here. Yeah, I think the play is actually to block one of these archers. That damage is really getting consistently through, and that's what's really hurting here. So I'm going to block here. We're going to gain 2 of it back. Yeah, did you play back in Vintage Mindstab Thrill? Did you play Hatred? Remember? Oh, I love Night Market Lookout. This person is a black fan. That's awesome. Let's bring out this. We'll bring out another feeder. Problem is here, I kind of want to let it die. I think we have to block and kill. That'll be 2. We still take... Oh, man. Yeah, this is frustrating. So I kind of want to let this feeder die naturally so I can trade, but I don't know if we can afford to. We're taking at least 3 just because of the triggered effects. And now we're too low to really make rats of any use. There's still the 3. It's kind of an optimal start for our opponent. They've had 2 lands. It's all you need. And almost, well, has it all been 1-drops? Yeah, all 1-drops. Showing the power of being able to do that, right? All right. Well, I can't survive another attack. I think I'm going to have to do this and just say okay. Yeah, I don't think we can win this one here, guys, because like I said, even a rats doesn't win us the game here. Well, oh, I see Mind Stab. Very cool. Not enough. All they have to do is attack here, but we do get the trigger of it coming into play. Bring out a fountain. He attacks. That's 3. We can't block here. 4, 5. We're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Very cool start. Let's put a first L of the day. Is we know what's going on here. All right. Not too concerned with the quality of the creature, so I'm going to lose our slips. I'm going to bring in the rat. And I'm going to bring in the Toxin Analysis. Whatever we block will die. The Accursed Marauders, probably not long for this world. I think this is where I want to be with this style. Yeah, can't really block with those. Let's try this out. Some pretty spooky cards in these vampires, I tell you. The artwork is pretty good. Let's open this up. The yards. Combo online. A little bit of protection to stay there. We'll keep this about as good of a hand as you can get. It would be nice to have this maybe be a Scorpion. But I'm not going to get too selfish here. Set down my last coffee. Woo! Well, if you saw the top of the show, Callie Kai is one of the main grinders now. I was going through the archives of stuff and I was looking at like that little Sunscape Familiars sunscreen little plate. It's not really a commercial. It's just a little advertisement. And I made it sponsored by his own because he's, very relevant player right now. And the last person I had up, I think, was Lovecraft, who I haven't said that word in 5 years. They used to be a super always here fan, and I haven't seen him since. So times change. Got to update some stuff. Like we're going to be updating the, what do you call it? The Pauper Awards. So, night market secretly a 2/2. Sacrifice the creature. Not the blistering start. We felt like maybe without the Dark Ritual start, we probably could have pulled that one out, that last game, but we'll never know. You got to jump on somebody that fast. Pretty cool. All right. So I could get the... I'm just going to let them have this. I could toxin their creature and get an artifact out of it, but we don't really care too much about that. Kind of like him knowing we have rats here. Like, yeah, go ahead and go wide. Thank you for that, Chimpskey. He's always wearing his little Lake Tahoe cap. Always makes me smile because that was a strange pull. That's kind of my neck of the woods when I was growing up. So I get it. Alrighty. Let me bring this out. We'll stop these attacks, at least for now. Bring out the spawn. Be really nice to get a Unearth here. It's not at all. There's a new black sorcery that I was missing. Pilfer. I think it's Pilfer. I was liking that one. Always yield. Yeah, that's the one. So you can always... Let's turn off this engine. See if they've got any sort of trick. They might. Okay. That's fine. They're down a card. We save a life. Disfigure, duress. Seeing a theme here. This should be called Black One. It's just all 1-drops. Good news about that. We can do stuff about it. Righty. Want that to die. Can sweep that for 1. You know, I guess I just bring this out now. I'll just chill out. I can at least 2 for 1 them. If they let me untap, then I can do a lot more. Maybe I'll make them cost a turn. I'll take the hit here. A lot more than it looks like, people. Look at this. There's 3 little guys coming through. Oops, I took 6. I gotta love it. I love how weird this mechanic is, too. It's like, hey, this black creature cares about an elf. It's like, I will not rest until the stench of eye blights is eradicated from these woods. That is one malevolent elf. One card in question. Can we keep our team alive? Well, we'll try to do the thing first. By the thing, I'll say this. We might as well attack. Get some more life out of the deal. Unless they got some sort of trick. All right. I'm just going to... let's do this here for 2. Say done on that. Everything's got that. Before it happens, I'll rights it. Could gain a little bit more life, but I think it'll be enough the way we've got it rolling out here. We're back up at 20. Opponent's got 1 card, so that feels pretty good. Whew. Okay, maybe they drew a swamp and are being good and not playing it. All right, well, I'm going to do a kind of a setup turn here. I don't want to lead off with Kami because we've seen removal, so bring this out and a creature that I want to die. So many ways to build mono black. I was messing about earlier this week with a Gary build with a Cavern Harpy. I was kind of tinkering with. Actually was winning a lot. It just wasn't that fun. Okay, we have this online. We will do this thing. Feels like we got this game in hand unless they just have some crazy draw effect that doesn't exist. 2, 3, bring up this. No more attackies for you. They'll probably end up eating this with some sort of Village Rites effect. Or their own corrupted conviction style. We'll just attack here. We're at 22. Not quite sure what shenanigans await us. But Edicts are a thing, so I'm going to hang out here. I'm tempted to zap this, you know, get them for 4 more this turn, but I think I'd rather save it for the interaction here. Yeah, we'll just chill out here. Plus that Lacerator is going to really live up to its last name. Whack. Alrighty, well, we've got to do something here. Darn it. You know, I think I'm just going to let him have it. I can almost power this up main. We'll rights it. Let's do some damage here. I'll probably turn up another rights effect. Yep, there it is. So it's either that or Blood Fountain this stage. Yeah, I'd probably take Blood Fountain too. What is this? Should be New Devilry. What is this New Devilry? Do I want him to... I think I'm going to let him hit me here. Kind of a cruel move. We've got enough life. And that 1 damage is going to be pretty compound interest here. As things go up. We've got ways around all this goodies. Bam, another one. Cool. Out he comes. Can do this. 1, 2, 3. We'll do the feeder. And I think I'm going to just eat it now. Just going to draw 2 so we can turn on our Kami here. It's a very impatient play, but hey, that's what I'm known for, right? There we go. Bring out a Scorpion. Hang out. Attack. So now if he attacks again, I'll block with the Scorpion to further along the demise. Woke me up this morning and told me I'd be playing against Sui Black. I would be like, what year is it? I think you're confused, but we're seeing it's definitely capable. That's all crushingly important, that opening hand. Oh, I like this play. Oh, I guess so, yeah. You got to do it that way. All right. I was thinking he could have killed the Kami, and I'm like, oh, no, he can't. That's got that huge backside. 1-3. Guess spirits are tough cookies. I think I'm just going to let this hit since I have double convict here. I want to be able to power something out. That represents 4 damage with these double triggers here. Uh-oh. Good news for us. Another Scorpion. This is getting ugly. All right, we'll just do this now. Do the thing. Draw cards. Do the thing. And then kill the Scorpion. For our lovely last Serenade. Pop! Yeehaw! All right, so maybe they'll go and put that in there. As far as their own Scorpion in their own list. We saw some duresses. Not too worried about much. I think we boarded right. I'll bring this in. Just hoping for a non-dark ritual draw, showing the power. Do the thing! Ooh, sorry, my energy's a little lower today. Not really feeling the coffee full blast yet. I've been noticing when I do go on the courts to play pickleball that if I don't have coffee, I play a lot better because I'm not as energized. And so if I have my normal coffee mornings, I'm like high powered for like the first 3 games and I hit too much stuff out, or I hit it a little too hard or too fired up. I think when I cut the caffeine, I'm like, I enter at like I've already played 3 games. Okay, we got a good hand. Got an Unearth, which I'm real excited about. We'll keep this. It's a bit slow, especially if they got a Dark Ritual Scorcher. Don't be Ritual. All right. Looks like we might be able to win this one. Thing to do. Woo. All right. They don't really have many ways of dealing with artifacts, so in case they do have some sort of pilfer effect that can nab artifact lands, I want to do that. What was that? Divest? Is that the one I'm thinking of? I can technically grab a land. Am I remembering that right? Something like that works. Choose an artifact. Yeah, that's the one you can actually grab lands with. That's painful. All right. Do I Toxin Analysis here? I don't think I do. They're probably going to grab Unearth. Not too worried about this. It's kind of like a a little MTG safe. No, we're going to be getting this back. Fiend is not a good keeper of secrets. Now, if he reacts to it now and has a way to kill it, like a gut shot or something, then definitely it's gone for good. And Chimpskey with all the effects there. So they grabbed the spawn. All right, taking our creature. Interesting choice. All right, we want to play match and lands. We can do stuff like this. Tempted to cycle Unearth. If I had another one, maybe, but not against the black deck. This is too important right now. All right. Let me grab the Kami. Going with the creature route here. Creature. Don't really need the land here. I might actually need this, though. So I'm going to Toxin this, so I've got a draw outlet. And we can get things rolling along here. We've already shown that. Okay. Still not too worried here. Let me open up the yard. There we go. Well, maybe I draw a Scorpion here. Nope. Okay. We'll let it go. Deck's fighting us right now. Good news. Only taking about 4 a turn. They're eating all our creatures. Oh, to have a Sandstorm right now in green mana. This was the winner of the first contest we ever did at PauperRBust, where you had to pose like one of the cards. Some dude out of, I think it was your neck of the woods named Chimpskey, the Netherlands or somewhere. He had a snowy version of this Unearth art where his hand was coming up. And just for the effort we gave him, back then it was the days was the prize. Got some ninjutsu action showing up here. What's going on? Skull Snatcher. And we get our creature back. When it deals damage, you remove stuff from the graveyard. All right. Not too worried about that. Strange list from Mago Exaltado. Yo. White bordered days. How dare you? Interesting interaction. I guess against a naked board you can do that. Gosh, come on, Crypt Rat. We've got 3 of you in this 48 cards. Bam. Not that. We're getting into must cycle territory pretty soon. I'll do one of them now. Again, we get something like a... Well, we can do that too. All right, I'm going to wait. If that was Deadly Dispute, I would have done it then, targeting our vault. Still get a look at some more creatures. Taking quite a bit of damage here. Interesting strategy. You always figure they're going to take the spells, but they took the meat instead, and it's proving to be a good decision. All right. Down goes that. We're getting in trouble here. I got 4 cards. I wonder what they are. Trying not to overextend, or maybe they're really flooded. Not sure. And Drowned Sorrow, pretty sweet. All right, we'll do the insight here. Splat. More crap. That's just stuff we don't need. Had a creature along, we'd be doing all right. Oh boy, deck is fighting us hard now. All right, this is just out of desperation here. Looks like we're going to lose our first game. Just land. All right, we'll bring this out. And 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think we can win here, guys. Put a W for the second one, but we lost the first game, if you remember. So I know, give us back our creatures. Just a case of just drawing real bad. I mean, we've got either lands or Village Rites effects and no creatures. All we need to do is top deck a rat. We did what we could. We used the Toxin Analysis to, accelerate our cards. We ate one of our lands. Just sometimes that just happens. Exile up to 2 every turn. Yeah, we've got 20 land spots in this list. Like I said, it used to be 21. Why so many? 4 mana is really important for this list. You want to sit down a 3 and be able to sit back on a Rites effect or Unearth effect, that style thing. So, well, there's our guy. But look at this. We have to kill ourselves just to... No, we don't. We can still do it. Rat to the rescue. Let's go. I can activate it for 1. That's funny. I guess we do it now. Hold down the control. Make sure it's at 1. Say done. And before we do much else, we'll do the rights here. Draw some more cards. Don't think we're going to get out of this one. But makes for a good ending. Hey, Okiba is pretty cool. We get lots of creatures. We can get rid of lots of lands here. 4 cards, probably a reset turn. Please tell me. All right. I was like, man, that'd be so cool if I forgot to drop a land. All right, we'll get rid of one of these. We've already had to cycle away our Unearth, so. Grogbarg. All right, Okiba showing up. Death. As we had our own Okiba to maybe stay alive, but it wasn't good enough there. We're going to rock right into a 3rd. Like I said, Bladder's been really good these last few months, so I haven't been rolling to as many commercials. We've got really old school Conan O'Brien Ghost commercial. And sideboards explored. Locked up in the queue. I'm going to have to update those. Those are tough edits. Lots of things to do. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a little thing I like to do is the annual Pauper Awards. I have no date that I set those for. It's pretty much when new things get banned and it feels long enough's happened, or I look at it and the last one feels dated, then I'll make a 3rd, which is what I'm doing now. Lots of new stuff to deal with. I got to get a little cleaner with my edits on Premiere. On Avid, I'm like a neat freak. In Premiere, I started a little messy and I'm paying the price now. Let's see. We've got some good stuff. As long as we hit our 3rd, we'll be all right. I'm going to keep this. We're on the draw anyway. Let's go. These Surveil lands are pretty sweet. I keep meaning to build something with Docassia's Dig Site. It's like a mid to late game slow deck way of avoiding things. Okay, well, we'll lead off with a swamp here. Tragic Slip, really well placed right now in a deck like this, especially. Dredge Giants incoming. That's right. For sheer tempo, I think I might axe this EOT. Get. Stinky goes in the yard. Dredge. Okay. I'm going to need a whole lot of help if this doesn't improve. Dread Return already active. Really like these mono red dredge builds. Well, sort of mono red. Got the pylon showing up. Board's really got to improve quickly here. All right, multiple imps in the yard. Dread Return. Things are looking good for our opponent. Not so much for us. And we get screwed on that too. Well, they don't know what we're on. We know what they're on. I'm going to let them have this one. The deck's going to fight us like that. We won't give them free information. We will, however, bring in a whole lot of graveyard hate. And I think we'll get rid of our Tragic Slip package. Not too important there. Get rid of one of these. Okiba's going to be nice. A little too long in the tooth here. Crypt Rats pretty good too. I think we'll go settle on 2 of those. There's a feeder. Let's try this out. Accursed Marauder probably don't need. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, never mind. Didn't do it fast enough. Ooh, yeah, got to be careful not to overboard. I'm trying to... Technically, you can kind of make a case for everything to be good in this matchup, right? Yeah, we want to play first. We're looking for some graveyard hate. We didn't find any. We have a bunch of sloppy draw stuff, so we're going to mulligan here. All right, we do have a way of dealing with stuff. We'll keep this hand. Don't need this. Is he done? Bring this out and chill out. With the insight draw and only 2 mana as of right now, we might nab whatever they throw in the yard here. Yeah, Da Vinci Resolve is really strong. That used to be so... It was like Avid was, where it was so high-end nobody could afford it or have it. And then they... I believe it's just online now. You can just get it. Okay, well, we can't really block because of 2 reasons. Decade and Menace, if they are able to do something with their yard, which I'm almost hoping for at this point. A little bit more realistic start. Had some really explosive turns from our opponents here. That Dark Ritual game and then this beginning of this Dredge one. As much as I love editing, I've only touched Da Vinci Resolve like 2 times just to do some color grading, and that was about it. There's a creature. Another Scrapwork Mutt. Is it worth going into? I think I might want to get the Mutt. Yeah, let me grab the Mutt. I'll kill him out of there. Give the illusion that we have a creature that can attack. All right, well, we've got this now. I can still insight. Maybe I bring out Okiba and hold on insight for that, just for some more draw here. I don't want to be totally naked with this. This way I can at least threaten a reunion activation, right? I just call that Jeff. I don't get it. See where our opponent's rules and knowledge is on Decade, or how observant they're being. Give us a read on their libations. I guess they're not doing any of that. Here we go. Really need some lands here. No, I never came across it. I can be awkward at dinner parties and stuff because I'm not one of those people that shies away from asking questions. Like sometimes somebody will use a word and I'm like, what's that mean? Like in front of like guests and stuff. I guess that's a thing that most people don't do, but I'm always curious, and it's so embarrassing when they don't know, which is very often doing big words for big words' sake. Alrighty, let me go. I'm not going to attack, so let me eat this, get some card quality going here. Turn on some stuff. Let's go. Cool, cool, cool. Got a reunion waiting in the weeds. Rock here. 3. Let me bring out this guy. Get our life going up here. I'm going to just bring out the Scorpion. They've got a free graveyard for the turn. 4 cards in hand. Boom, boom. Yeah, we're wired the same there. Dreamer's Tango. It is really alarming how often. I'd say it's probably about 60% of the time the person hiccups badly or just simply doesn't know. And I'm not doing it to make them feel like a fool. I just, like I said, consider myself a pretty good wordsmith, and it's rare that I don't know at least in English. Believe me, that's where it stops. That's the language for me. Curious if I'd have the same timeline of life and ideas, and would I be into magic had I been born under another language? Like, does it form that greatly on what you do and don't do, It's kind of a fascinating... All right. Well, I definitely want to kill that guy. Let's do the old double block. Getting rid of their giant. Or soon-to-be giant. Smack attack. I got no tricks. Nothing beats block. See you later, gatekeeper. Don't believe that's worthy of the Rotten Reunion reuniting. As it does have Unearth. It will only live for one turn. That is kind of a theme of the list. Crypt Rat would be a nice pull. All right, Snacker showing up. Getting through this little window here. There's two. Here comes the third. Bloop. I've got the Nocturnal Feeder for that. I have not bumped into this list more than about one time, and it wasn't with this list. It wasn't as fine-tuned as it is now. This is definitely in the metagame now. This is one of the better dredge decks. It's neat to see Pauper actually get a decent dredge deck now instead of just kind of being a one-trick pony. Gatekeeper's really only a thing of relevance in our sideboard here. All right. Well, there's that. We don't really have a way of bringing that back to life, though, but we're probably not going to be attacked very much here. So, kind of frustrated here. I'd like to get this online, but I'd much rather have some way of zapping it. So, do I just bring out that? I'm just going to bring out the feeder. Attack for 2. And bring this back. Suggesting we either have a Rites effect or another reunion in our hand. A lot of wiggle room here. There's a big concert out at Manhattan Beach for like last night and tomorrow night. And so my wife and all our pickleball pals are headed out. And they just sit on the beach. One of them lives right on the beach there. And you can hear the music and not have to deal with the crowds and stuff. I forget what the festival's called. You will never find me at one of those outings. I don't like crowds or loud music. It's actually very hard to go to the last couple of big like magic shows, conventions, whatnot that I've been to. It gets worse and worse. Actually, flying back from Michigan, I was in the middle seat and it was almost too much. Right when I was landing, I was like just about to have to like pretend to go to the bathroom and just stand in the cabin just to, you know, get away from that sort of claustrophobic human feeling. All right, the giant is here. So is the combo. Boy, this is when you really want your Spellbomb over your Rotten Reunion, but take what we can get. Here come the cards. All right. 10 headed our way. I wish Sneaky Snacker had different artwork. A little too cartoony. Fairy, I just want like that hint of nefariousness in a fairy, right? It's kind of more Stephen King's Cat's Eye style. Oh, and Chimpskey, you got that too? Yeah, I forget as time goes on who shares my neuroses, but yeah, that's one that just keeps getting worse and worse. Not a big fan of newspaper. I can't touch that without really getting, and that's getting, like, I'm looking over, my wife has some wrapping paper, and I remember at Christmas time touching that exact one and it no effect, and then the other day I went to pick it up, the other day, I mean yesterday, and it gave me that feeling, so I was like, ugh, it's growing. All right, looks like we're going to die here very soon. I'm not gaining enough life. Dredge, pretty sweet little list here. Going to be going to a commercial after this, get some refills, do the bladder thing. All right, well, we've got an option there, don't we? I think I have to pop this like now, even though There's only one snacker in there, but there's multiple other things. So yeah, we've got to rock this now. Pop. We'll pay the life here. Like that pull. Graveyard has been shutteth. That's a word. I'm gonna just do this. We're gonna bring out this so that we can start gaining some life, because this is gonna represent enough here. Sure, I can come over with both of these. He might choose to double block Road Captain. That's fine. A little 2 for 1 when it really matters here. Well, what is it? 1.5 for 1. The little flashback scenarios there. Got a Nocturnal Feeder in the yard. Got an Insight, depending on what we need to do with this Kami of Jealousy. Spellbomb showed up just right. We were about to get obliterated the next turn. You could feel it. Still might happen. All right, there's the last snacker. One's in exile, 2 are on the board, another in the graveyard. Got a looting. What is this? Yep. Down comes that. Man, I would really like to see a Crypt Rat. That would be so sweet. Come on, Crypt Rat. Make sure. Open up the sideboard. We brought in 1 more Crypt Rat. So we have 2 total. Should have probably been 3, knowing the 1 toughness side of things. I think we've already gotten rid of 1 giant, or 2 giants. There's 1, 2, yep. Can't imagine you play with 4, so we'll probably be just zapping that for the turn. Whereas Kami can just block it if you want to activate it now. Interesting turn. Here we go. Giant showing up, puts us at 9. We're in blocking mode now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. 2 life's not going to do too much for us here. We really kind of need to draw as many things as possible. So we could Insight. Yeah, we're just too far behind here. I mean, what? We go to block. I'd have to do the thing now. Put them at 4. Let's remember that they're not doing that great life-wise. 3 cards. Probably out of combo. Definitely going to be taking 2 there. I can't attack with that. You know what? Let me just do a setup turn here. I'll bring this out, and I'll bring back. Yeah, I could. Well, let's see. Can he just mutt here? Triple mutt attack. I've got 2 blockers. I can block here and do that. I'm just going to do this. I'll bring out the Nocturnal Feeder so I can take out a snacker here. Bum, bum, bum. I'll sit back. Depending, I might not block with Kami because I've got the kill on board once the feeder dies. Might have to just to stay alive. So I might consider blocking with the spawn as opposed to killing the giant. Not like it has trample or anything, right? Dread Return showing up. That's frustrating. Yeah, that represents kind of death here. Of course, not without everything else on the board, so interesting board. Wish I had a card in hand so I could at least threaten something. I kind of wish Rotten Reunion was opposite. Cost 2 and then 1 from the graveyard. Isn't that how Flaring Pain works. I think that's 2 and a 1, right? When it flashes back. Costs 1. When you play it, it costs 2. Do I have that right? I'm having a hard time picturing Flaring Pain. Okay, we've got creatures. Maybe they have the 4th giant. That's why this play would make sense. Maybe they do. Yeah, that's right. I had it right. Okay, lots of creatures. All right. Oh, we'll just block a bunch. We'll block here, here, and here. We'll put them at 2, and then we'll just kill them on upkeep. Looks like. There's the 2. The kami is about to strike for blood. Can the giant target itself in that scenario? I don't know. I didn't see if it was a target or not. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. Yeah. All right. There's that. Boy, it didn't feel like we had enough. No, you just target. Yeah, I thought so. For a second there, I was like, did they mess up? So I really want to see Rats there, not Marauder. That's the one little mistake I made prior. Yeah, we didn't see any removal. You know, Mesmeric Fiends might be a really good call here. But you argue once they have discard, they just play it. So I don't really want to be top decking into this, grabbing unremarkable things. I think we're just going to rock like this. There we go. Here we are. Here we are. So again, send me your best flavored text, especially recent cards. If you found one that made you giggle or think deeply, because we're trying to fill up the 3rd annual Pauper Awards, and I need a category for best flavor text. So if you didn't catch the top of the show, I mentioned that. I don't like this hand at all. Our mana's right. We're super slow, and we got no graveyard hate. I'm going to mulligan that. This kind of late game, waiting around, mulligan. No, our lands are right, but oh god, now here's what you need: no lands, mulligan. Not like this. Keep. It's gonna be a long time before I do that. I already got one of you. Probably don't need you. Done. This is frustrating. Is Rotten Reunion worthy? I think I'll wait on that. Let's get out Rekner Raid, maybe represent some damage. This is not looking good, having a mulligan 3. Feels like I'm in Michigan. All right, this time I will do this. Could get out of this pretty quickly if I can use that reunion really fast and corrupt the token after I attack with it. Get our cards back online, sort of for a little hiccup. Opponent's not having a blazing fast start, so that feels pretty good. We'll do this, we'll do this, and hopefully they do something with their yard and I can get something of value with Rotten Reunion, because I really want to attack for 2 with it and then convict it. Yeah, that won our 1st annual one, Dreamer Stango. Goblin Tree did win. Or Goblin Gardener, I should say. Alrighty, there's that. He's slow rolling us here. Frustrating. Okay. Here's a card we really need and like. Gosh, do I just kill this just for tempo's sake? I feel like I want to. I can block that represents 1 less. Let's chill out again. Don't want to get too reckless. Probability of using reunions is really high now, so we'll let this through. Third annual Pauper War, propaganda video. Please send us your favorite flavor text for recent comments. Yeah, that'd be great. Good stuff, Nim. All right, we're going to have a target for both reunion and conviction. Let's hope it's a juicy one. Cool, it is. Do I go after the giant or the engine? I think I go after the giant. I'll get rid of that. Oop. And then I'll convict it. Hopefully drawing into like a Spellbomb effect. So I can do more of the thing. Alrighty, what are they doing here? Let's go. Yeah, I'm not waiting around. Okay, we have hit our land. That feels good. Yeah, I'm going to attack here. Always convict it. Now, do I just... Not sure if I really... Do I want to play Rats out of a surprise, or do I want to get the Jealous Thirst online? I really like to get rid of one of these things again. Maybe Stinky. I'm going to get rid of Stinky. Nice trick. Should have seen that one coming, though. That's a punt. Come on, where's my Spellbomb here? Graveyard's very full. Hopefully they have a fat turn of getting everything out. That costs 1 because I can hopefully use my rats to some good effect here. These kinds of lists you can play pretty aggro as far as dropping your threats out and not having to worry about them, because for their deck to work, they kind of have to pack it full of creatures and combo pieces, and they can't really use things like Lightning Bolt, although a Lava Dart or two may be needed. Or the Vivian Stinger from long ago, that flashes back for 1 in the red if I remember right. Used to see some play. Mostly back in the Empty the Warrens days, being able to react. All right, we're taking 5. Oh God, why did I remember the flashback cost for that? Good grief. We're at 12. I'm going to wax our own dude here. That's going to go away. There's a lot of stuff coming on. We need answers. We don't need 2 damage when our opponent's at 18. So going to bite the bullet here. Just try to really maximize our outs. Okay, that feels pretty good. All right. Yikes. 1, 2, 3. I think we bring out Crypt Rat. Crypt Rat, block, maybe. Unearth. And bring out Crypt Rat. Maybe make them slow their roll a little bit. At least like a crazy mutt draw, I can block Gateway, wipe the board a little bit, and then Unearth it next turn, do some more. Okay. Brown Scale, put them back to 20. Unearth showing up. Remember, we had a triple mulligan, so not the best of times. All right, a Dread Return has been revealed. It's almost enough in the yard to kill me. We have eaten one of the giants. They might have another in hand. We'll see. Well, let's just take 1 instead of 5. This will be out of the blue. Done. Yeah, Vivian Stinger used to, between fairies and empty the warrens tokens, there was a lot of neat little ways to abuse that. Not too unhappy about that. Let's unearth the Crypt Rat, and we'll bring out the Kami here. I'm really only worried about activating this for one for their little blitzes and stuff, and this one will stop this from attacking. Hopefully, I like our opponent's chances here. We really need to survive and untap and then just draw good. So this isn't the greatest. It does feel like we need more spell bombs, huh? I'll write that in the what did we learn category. We can bring back one mutt, or they can. Snacker's held at bay with the Crypt Rat. Yeah, I would love to Tormod's Crypt at all. Damn it. I think they're just going to get there with volume here. Going to be forced to block. Oh, never mind. Giants in the yard. We're dead. They got us. Boop. Well, we started off smoking hot, lost a close one to Sui Black, and then to Red Dredge. So we'll let this one go as we roll to a very cool skit courtesy of the Conan O'Brien show from long ago. This is like when, I think, the first few years of their show. So some of the funniest skits, though, happen in those days. So I'm going to go get some more coffee, use the restroom, and I'll be back right after this.
What was that?
Ba 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 boo.
Where's that singing coming from?
It's coming from me. Ba 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 boo.
My God, does anyone say it's a ghost?
That's right, Junior. The name's Artie Kendall. I sang in this studio back in the late 1930s.
The 1930s, that's right. This used to be a radio studio back in the day. You sang on the old NBC radio show?
I sure did. Wrote all my own songs, too. Of course, no one today would want to hear my silly old song.
We'd love to hear him. Wouldn't we like to hear his songs, folks? A ghost comes by from the 30s. You got to hear his songs. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, folks, here's a little tune I wrote at the height of the Depression. Times were pretty tough, and I wrote this song for all the out-of-work hobos out there. Oh, I've heard that lots of hobos live in caves, and they're spreading across this land of ours in waves. They're riding on the rails, we should throw 'em all in jails, or round 'em up and make 'em all our slaves.
Oh my God, wait a minute, that's horrible. That's a horrible song.
Didn't care for the melody, eh, Junior?
The melody was fine. It was actually kind of catchy, but the lyrics are terrible. They're insane.
Well, let's change the subject then. How about a sweet little song I used to sing for all the ladies?
Well, that sounds nice. Okay, sure.
All right, here you go. Oh, women shouldn't be allowed to talk. We should seal their lips with strong adhesive caulk. And if they try to write things down, we should drag them out of town and anesthetize their legs so they can't walk.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from Ravnica, it's the second annual Pauper Awards, celebrating excellence in the magical arts. Brought to you by PauperGanda. Our winner for Best Band goes to Aarakocra Sneak, which won by a landslide of painful Turn 4 memories. Congratulations and good riddance. Our next award is for Best Flavor Text. There were many great nominees this year, but the Poppy goes to Introduction to Prophecy for its multiple quantum conundrums. Our final Poppy goes to Best Brew. There were many great decks this year, but the Poppy goes to Zune for creating the new archetype, Cawgates. Congratulations to all our winners.
And we're back. That's probably the last time you see that one, because I'm working on the new one, so that's why I wanted to play the second annual one again, so it's a little dated. For First one got a lot of airplay. Deck was designed by Kung Fu Trees for you old timers out there. Excuse me. I love that Conan O'Brien. Uh-oh. Here comes some land destruction. Let's see if we can get rid of it. I am very tempted to Marauder here. Yeah, I'm going to do it. See ya. Got a feeling they can keep a hand like that because of the Arbor Elf. I'm going to call their bluff, if it is one. We've got a Blood Fountain for that reason. Let's go. Keep our land safe till we get that Kami out there. Yeah, excuse me for clearing the throat. There's another. Guess I was wrong. Maybe Acid Moss headed our way, but we'll get to that third mana regardless. Or not. Let's see what happens. All right. I'm just going to power this dude out and chill. And Chimpskey's always doing his movie theater thing. If I ever get a job here, I might have to change the dates of my show. Maybe I'll find some job where I have to work on the weekends. Who knows? But till then, sometimes it clashes with his little volunteering at the local theater there. So pretty cool. Not like I'm paying these guys. Dreamer Stingo and named Chimpskey. Always there. Free of charge. I greatly appreciate them both. All right. Kami is representing. Good times. Here we go. Haven't seen much land destruction. I actually really like seeing this. Let me bring out the vault just in case we do get one of our insights here. Don't think that's worth killing the way the board's set. Let me do this here to see if we get any sort of space action going on. All right, there's another one. Yeah, I'll chill out on this. Let's go. Then I can attack. We just pitched our land to a Blood Fountain effect, so it's like, if they are on land destruction, we're really going to live to regret that if they start chewing up everything and we run dry, but it seems a little late in the game to do a move like that. Not like we have incredible pressure right now. I've toyed with the idea of like a Bone Picker to finish things a little faster. There we go. All right. They're using up a turn to do that. That's all right. A little worried seeing an Acid Moss. The ramp is real. Save this for a Spaghetti Man or the like. 2, 3. Let's bring this out while we can. We're probably not going to have too many lands for too long here. We will definitely rights that. Probably slip whatever big fatty's coming out next. Maybe a Avenging Hunter and still attack. So feeling all right. Depending on the list, sometimes a land attack strategy can put you a little too far back. And on the card table front with the family here, we have been playing, we always play a lot of Ascension, but man, my youngest, Aaron, has just hit a whole nother level of understanding of game theory, because we could win about 3, sometimes 4 out of 10. He'd always get the upper hand. Now it's like 1 out of 10, and got to get incredibly lucky. And he's doing it to both his mother and me, and just hit another gear. Just so neat to see him just thrive and blossom mentally like that. Just, I don't know where the end gate is. I know around mid to late 20s seems to be when I hit my like maximum as far as, you know, firepower of the brain. Yeah, Crypt Incursion. There's always a better graveyard option depending on the list, right? Not just get rid of it all, but like Crypt Incursion can just make you win, just like, or at least stay alive. So awesome. Yeah, if Dredge got super popular and I was running into it a lot, it definitely Crypt Incursion's fantastic. Gets your life total way back up again. Does all that thing. That's a strange turn. I think they misplayed. I think they meant to put the Wild Growth on something else and accelerate into that turn, but we'll take it. Sure, I'll do that. I'm just going to straight up attack here. can react to just about anything here. Since I have double Kami up, I'm willing to do this thing now. We'll Rites the spawn. Making sure to do the Kami trick. Boom. Boom. Do this. Sure, I'll grab the spawn back. Could grab Marauder here. This is another 2. Get him to 5 real quick. Bam. Yeah, Crypt Incursion has built-in patience. If it costs 1, I think people would pop it too fast, but when you have to 2 in a black. Plus, you just keep getting greedier and greedier, like, how much life can I gain? If I wait 1 more turn, will I still be alive and be able to come roaring back? It's probably some big fat fatty, which we got the answer for, as long as we can kill something. But even if we didn't have the Tragic Slip, the Kami can just block, unearth, rinse, repeat. It's a pretty good death stick. I feel like this is... I like their avatar. Little gaggle of swans there. Cool. Yeah, we can just double block here. Put them to 3. For sure, Dreamer Stingo. Are they going to attack? We shall see. So here's where normally Serrated Scorpion runs in Eldrazi tokens. They sacrifice, but now we've got Tragic Slip, so any sort of interaction we're going to be able to get them. Really just want to see another Village Rites effect show up, so then we can just kill them. All right, there's that. Not the card I was hoping for. I do represent some pretty good stuff here. That's 2-4. Still not enough. We've got a Marauder in the yard. Yeah, I guess we attack with the Scorpion. And if they sacrifice anything, we can kill the Chrysalis. Let's try that out. No. I'm gonna hang out. We can always block Scorpion, Trip, Fountain, EOT, and Tragic Slip here, or just opt to just eat their life with the Kamis. They go all in on Chrysalis, then we can always Tragic Slip it. But great thing about Scorpion at this stage, they don't really want to run into it. Don't want to get too passive, though. Onus is on them since we've got the Kami locking them down. It's exactly what the artwork is doing is what the card feels like. It's just like, stay still, concentrate, just 1 more turn. All these little psionic blasts. Speaking of, fascinating, Kat was on the Joe Rogan Experience talking about clairvoyancy and people that can like read minds and stuff, and he was a super physicist skeptic, and goes back to like the 60s, like Nixon and Carter, and how there were a few people that were like crazy good at like, they'd go off into a city, they didn't know where they were going. Inside of a trunk there was a safe with a book, and they can like tell you what the page is, and it's stuff where you're like, yeah, don't think that's a scam, how could it be? But everybody that looked into it believed in it, and it's pretty crazy. It's just neat to, not that I fully believe it, it's just but they say once that kind of evidence is in front of you, you will become a believer. But I like the wonder and awe that it opens up possibilities, right? Who doesn't like that? Mentalists. So yeah, why did I bring that up? Because this guy looks like he'd be one of them, right? All right, well, we'll just do this thing then. Gaining some life. No, it was Carter was asked after he was president in some interview that, you know, what was the weirdest thing that happened during your presidency? Like, you know, all the secrecy and stuff. And he let that slip. And it's okay for a president to do that, I guess, legally, but no one else. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. All right, we win, I think. Yeah, we win. We'll have some fun before we do, though. Let's attack. See what they're going to do with this Scorpion. Oh yeah, I love. It's not really. You'd have to listen to it. Like, these are. A lot of the people didn't even know that they had this skill and stuff. So they were suggesting it was almost like like everybody's technically capable of it. It's like a skill they hinted at that we might have used to have, and now we've lost. Strange. All right, they did the right thing. Normally, if we didn't have conviction here, we could react with this tragic slip and kill one of these big fatties, but we're all right here. We'll convict now, doing the thing. I have to kill one of these right now, or we just do this. Boop, boop. Don't forget to click your commie. Whack, right about when we were going to die. Put a W there, ramp. Showing the goods. I like Toxin here, and I like Crypt Rats, but not too many. We'll do that. Marauders are awfully good too. Not really. Those damn Eldrazi tokens really take it out of you. I can actually do this and this. I do like our tragic slip plan. I'm going to bring those in. We'll get rid of a feeder. So a lot of reach creatures, and that's definitely our worst. Do I want to go all in with the rats? I do not. Let's try this out. Yeah, my phone's charging in the other room, so otherwise I would look it up, but pretty fascinating. Older gentleman, obviously. Worth a listen, though. Like I said, he mostly because of his presence of coming into it as an, I think he was a physicist, and being hyper skeptical going in and not believing it, and just kept adding to the scientific versions of like, how complex can we make this to where you cannot be scamming it, and they kept working. And so yeah, it would take quite a con game to come up with something like that. We will keep this. Sure. We got a little interaction. Be nice to get to about 4 mana here. I will slip a elf early to keep our lands alive. All right, let's go here. Change of plan. We'll bring out a Scorpion. Get a little interaction going on. At least Corrupted Conviction's an option to set our mana right. There's Black's version of the Raven Inspector. I considered playing, what is it, the Neonate? It's a 1 mana 0/3, and for 2 you can like drain the life once, like a 1-drop instead. But all right, I'm gonna kill that. Uh-oh, maybe I won't now. Dang it. Unless I get another slip. I will greatly consider a double slip here if I draw the 3rd or 4th one here. Let's go. I'll put in all of them here. No dice. Well, there could... we'll attack. That'd be cool if they block. That's the one, yeah. I've always been trying to brew with that. It's just not good enough a lot of times. But boy, it lives through a lot, and it's not really worth killing. But I was thinking, especially if this stuck with the 21 lands, I was thinking the thought experiment became a thing with the Neonate just because of the problems I was running into with the Okiba gang. I should say Okiba Rekna raid. Let's do this. This is just for not missing out on tempo here. Don't have too much to gain by doing this. All right, another slip. All right, we'll bring out the raid. We're probably looking at a 2 lands again next turn. Yeah, it's one of those cards, though, around turn 7 and above, when you're just a little too flooded, just dink, dink, dink. Being able to block ninjas all day long. All right, something wicked this way comes. Well, if anything, we can naturally slip an elf, and then once it's dead, kill whatever big fatty's headed our way. It looks to be a dino of some sort or a pirate. Dino it is, I would imagine, being at 7. Nope. Oh, yeah, I'm right. Blocking ninjas. Thermal karst. Not good. Crunch. Bye-bye, Vault. I was running Rechner's Bargain over the flashback one for a while, but when I was trying to make those final cuts, it was a neat way to still technically playing 4 Eviscerators, but with only 2 cards via the flashback. Logic's a bit flawed, but all right, they're hellbent. I'm really considering nerfing both of these dudes. Yeah, I believe I will. I know they've got plenty of mana with just one of these out, but I want to be able to kill that. Not be killed. Bring this out. We'll kill one. And then the other. Pow. Get. Leave our lands alone. Damn it. Staying alive. Keep them in top deck mode. Hopefully they drew a Utopia Sprawl. Or another elf. All right. I just want to hit a land here. Just give me an honest land. Regardless, we can block with the Okiba. Opponent's hellbent. Hey, Real T. I know all the glitters was inherently a huge problem, but boy, do I miss a turn 2 glitters on a Vault Scourge. Well said. Thanks for joining us and for chatting in for the first time. Hey, teacher, leave our lands alone. Funny you bring that song up, Mindstab Throw. That's like one of the oldest songs in my memory bank. I remember looking out, I think it was Fountain Valley back then. Staring out into the world and wondering. It was always nice and cloudy too in my memory, at least the little movies that I can play. Boy, that third land is really needed here. I'll probably Toxin anything of our opponents at the end of the turn just so I have a draw out. Crypt Rats not exactly exciting at this stage. All in all, it's just another swamp on the board. You should host a karaoke magic night. Get all of like 3 people to show up. Speaking of people showing up, I know I was talking to Triangle Games owner, and it's so weird. It just seems like LA is allergic to in paper pauper magic, because the last time I was there, the very last time it didn't fire. It was doubling the 3 weeks before that. And now I heard that it didn't fire again. And I'm like, so what is it with LA? I go to all these other places, and I guess there's just too much stuff to do, as much as I like to badmouth the city. All right. Well, I could just block that thing. I'm going to hold off on that plan. Oh, now I wish I did. Dang it. All right. We're just going to chill out and make our Nezumi Road Captain try to emulate the effects of the Kami in the Death Touch arena. I guess I could Death Touch twice. Super Death. Plague Touch. Come on over, Chrysalis. I like when you're setting a trap and the board makes it look like the smart play. Like, oh, well, you're not going to attack into that. You're going to lose your Road Captain. Okay, they're attacking with 2 things. One thing. Well, first we'll block. This is a bad play after having seen Double Tragic Slip, I think. I'd say wait a little bit. So if they have some sort of like cannonade effect, which obviously Double Arbor Elf would suggest against, but they do have red, so like a, I don't know, some sort of removal spell. I want to get the block in first before the trick. That way you've at least blocked it. Then you try the trick. So wait. All right, 1 card to our 5, but we're really hurting for mana here. Come on, mana. All right. Mana. Thank you. We'll start doing stuff next turn, unless they draw an Acid Moss. No, that's good to hear, Real Tea. Yeah, we've got the Legion store on Monday nights, and then so far Triangle Gaming on Tuesday nights. Like I said, it just doesn't seem to get the people. You'd think it'd be just a horde of people every week, being a big mecca like it is, but there's a lot of Pauper players that they can't agree on when to show up. Swamp would be great here. If things don't improve, I'm probably just going to drop Spawn and then Toxin it against a boarding party. Right? I haven't seen Feed the Clan in a long time. We did the Golgari restaurant commercial, and there was a little private joke with Feed the Clan. It says, feed your clan. Okay, coming over for 7, no joke. We're still in the high teens, courtesy of all of our decks themologies. Off we go. Come on, give me a land. No land. I think I can trade one of these just naturally, though. I think I want to do that. Or do I wait on the spawn? I'm just going to bring out a Kami here. That way, if we do draw a land and they don't attack, we can drop spawn, start doing the thing. Man, with triple Kamis, this game is not over. They're in top deck mode. We are in land mode. Cool. Not a problem. Let's go. We do have Death Touch. Got to remember that. And a lot of Unearth effects. So, yikes. Well, another dude might be coming, so I'm going to keep the same strategy up. If another boarding party shows up, I'll just run into it. If our deck's going to fight us like this. To our deck's credit, it did give us 4 lands, which is kind of optimal. But our opponent also gave us a Thermokarst off the top rope. A Chrysalis showing up. Hunter. Another boarding party. All right. Well, we'll run into that too. Hopefully this isn't land destruction that's turned up. Feed the clan. Not a problem. Irritating. Not a problem. What's the alternative speak on that? If you control a creature. Oh, okay. That's pretty good tech. Still at 1. I'll do it again. Sure. Not taking 6. And then next turn 2. And then next turn. Alrighty. Let's go. Let's go. Unearth showing up. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I guess I could do that. Gosh, I think I just played Kami again here. I hate slow rolling like this, but to get the maximum turn ability here. Now I might, if we don't hit another land, I might unearth the Scorpion and then eat it with rights. Get us back up to 21, bring our opponent back down to about 21 as well. Just need a little window here since we're stuck in 1 Spellville because of our 3 mana situation. That's a problem. We've already shown double Tragic Slip. I don't know how eager they're going to be to run into that, especially since we've already shown that we like blocking with our guy. Thank you so much. Good grief. 2, 3. Bring out the spawn. We will kill it this turn because I want this benefit. Get on up. Writes it here. Doing the thing. And we're both at 21 as I promised. Okay. Via Unearth, I will consider blocking the Chrysalis. We've got the Toxin Analysis in hand. This is going to be brutal. So our guy's going to die anyway, so I will block here pretty much no matter what. Here we go. Blocking. Hope they don't remember to sack those spawn tokens when Toxin Analysis shows up. Feels like we should be able to pull this one off. Depends if they're dead here. Yeah, this definitely feels like our game. We'll bring out a Crypt Rat. And pass the turn. You know, they got access to 6 even if we wax the board here. There's no real reason to. Sort of want to let them hit us for 2, untap, and then really go crazy with the rats. There's yet another thing. 4 cards revealed. I haven't been keeping track of this. It's been a bad steward. We'll dismiss all of these. Let's go. Taking this. What do we have? What do we got? All right. That's Malevolent Rumble. Said UFC style. You have a good font writing ability there, Mindstab. Alrighty. Let's attack. Maybe they'll forget to sack one of them. I'll put this on here. They're going to sacrifice, give us our life here. All right, cool. Let's do this. We'll activate this for 3. I think it's better to just draw the cards here. Be our conviction, since it's going to die anyway. Don't gain all that much life doing it this way, but we do get some options. Here we go. Cool. If we play to land this turn, we have not. Now, what do I want to unearth? I think it's pretty obvious. Let's do the... let me do the commie here. Since we have another unearth, our Crypt Rats is a nice little secret weapon in the side there. Get things going on here. Bring out the Scorpion, spawn, Village Rites, start eating things. All right, cool. We got there. Didn't expect to go 2-0 against Ramp, but good times. All right, last round. Here we go. Creation. So we beat Orzhov, Grogberg's list. Lost a really close one to Suicide Black and Dredge. Now we just beat Ramp. So we're 2-2. Really surprising. This deck, I think 3-2 or better is usually my expectation for it. I was writing to Guy Who Walks Alone, the original creator of this list, and I was like, call me crazy, but this thing is starting to feel like a tier 1 list in a lot of games. And we haven't really seen those super impressive turns this game. Believe me, played a few times, you will. And as crazy as it sounds, is anybody in agreement with me about the Rekner raid? I know it's on theme, gaining that 1 life 2 times, and I'm a big fan of it, but I'm starting to feel like I want it to be something else. This is a really ugly hand. It's not good at doing anything, just a slow start, and hope you draw into good stuff. So 1 mulligan. Much better. Keep. So now the second I see this hand, I'm going to get rid of Slip. That is really our only... Let's get rid of the Kami. Sorry. It might be a Fairies matchup. We don't know. Yeah. Flare Husk is a very nice call too. And then you could keep your rats alive. I know all about Flare Husk, being from Brute Squad. But that's kind of the point, right? Is that I'm already speaking about the not horrible... Oh, this is a Rakdos. It looked like I wrote Rakdo 5 because my S looked like a 5. Get our life gain up and early. Why are we at 20 after Okiba? Because of the Jagged Barrens. Its thorny little sides. There's a fruit tree down the way that I'm always pilfering, and I think they're on to me because I only grab the stuff that kind of like rolls down right right near the sidewalk, or because there's so much rotting stuff. I hate waste. I just hate it. Kids don't finish their food. I'm there. I eat it. But anyway, they put, I think it's nettles or something really nasty, because, I mean, these leaves touch my leg and it's like they itch for like 10 minutes. I know we did a skit on nettle sentinels, like hand cream or something like that to prevent nettles. I don't even know if those are a thing here in the States, but anybody know what I'm talking about? That's another graveyard list. Damn it. Damn it, Jim. D-yard. So we take 2. Let's go. Taking 2. All right. Interesting turn. I'll play this up. I'll just develop here. Play like a black 1 list here. My Achilles is feeling better and better the more I wear my normal shoes. I love my 0 shoes, but I can't deny that they are a little bit responsible for that. My coach came to see us play too, which was fun because I played really good in front of him, and we won. But we were talking about 0 shoes, and he kind of said like, yeah, you're fine for running around this that, but when you do that lunge, and you run out with your heel to one side or the other, a couple of 100 times of doing that and almost no protection. That's what can kind of do it. So I still love those shoes, but I've got to take a break from them and then wear back into them. Highway robbery. Okay, let's do some things. Cool. These guys will come out. They're keeping us alive. We'll kill the imp as soon as possible. Yeah, let's attack. All rights away the Scorpion because our deck is really fighting us right now. Getting very upset, as Gannon would say. Rights. Plop. Gaining our life back. Cool, there it is. And we'll just do this. Bloop. See ya. All right, here we go. Boom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they purposely put it there because they just tilled the soil, and then there's like this even, very luscious growth of. They're just too far too often for it to just be kind of a random like event. They weren't there for years. Now all of a sudden, tons. Like in Tragic Slip, I really like having 3 of them. Could maybe go to 2. There was a really good Faceless Butcher effect. I might consider playing it. Don't want to be paying 4 to do some Necrotal of Pauper. Here we are. Last game of the day. Come on now. Yeah, it's pretty good. We've got that. So we've seen that blast here. I think I'm just going to play this out so that I can insight whatever they target here. Let's just do that. We'll try to slow roll this a little bit. I'd really like them to do it right now. Guess not. Keeping alive. They're doing all kinds of stuff, but we're able to double Nezumi Road Captains, Serrated Scorpion triggers, etc. Keeping us in it. Yeah, those Tragic Slips felt very good against that ramp list. All right. It's always a good option too, Vampire's Kiss, being able to get rid of those extra lands in the mid to late game. Serves double duty in Rakdos builds. These lists have really become solidified. They're down to like almost all the same cards now. Not in a bad way. It's just neat to see the evolution of a deck, right? I know I could attack for 1 more, but tempo's sake, I'm going to kill the Scorpion EOT here. Gain some more life up. Come on, land. All right, cool. Well, let's attack. I feel like maybe just playing a spawn here. Maybe, you know what, maybe I do the feeder instead, because kitchen imps could be coming my way. Let's do that. We'll bring out the feeder, implying that we have a Village Rites effect, corrupted conviction, etc. It is weird when they literally reprint a card and give it a new name so you can play 8 of something. Always got to look at those effects. Grab the prize. Well, last week I was asked about favorite films. I know I brought up Amelie, Snatch, Ex Machina, and I left off one of my very favorites, Master and Commander. The Far Side of the World. Greatest sea epic ever. I think so, Mindstab. I've got a new build on my bully list after trying the Gates thing, and I run 2 of those, and then I think it's just Faithless Lootings, because that one that has to discard 2, the Thrilling Discovery. Yes, it's a more powerful card, but it just doesn't fit my playstyle. All right, here we go. Well, we need some stuff to go right. Let's bring out some life gainers. Do I keep that back out of fear of I think I'm going to, actually. I'm just going to keep this dude back. Nah, let's make him have it. I don't really want to use Unearth on anything that's not going to gain me life immediately, since we don't have any access to card draw here. So as it sits now, I think I'm just going to chill. 3 cards is a lot, especially even if they're all lands. That represents just so much damage. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling bad about attacking with that feeder now. Oh, Princess Bride, of course. For sure. More of a classic than anything else, but I do like to watch it in the background. I like Oppenheimer a lot more than most people. I'm not saying it's on my top list, but we do own that one. Just about anything by Christopher Nolan. Oh, I meant to say Inception's probably my very favorite. Interstellar was pretty awesome too. Are we dead, opponent? Have we breathed our last swampy inhalation? I love when cards look truly sinister. It's one thing I don't like about Sneaky Snacker. Just a little too cutesy. Now they can't all be grim and macabre, but hey, it is me after all. Let's go. There's the snacker. One more damage. Why shouldn't it be disturbing? It's a flying thing that sneaks around in the middle of the night. Are we dead, opponent? Looks like we are. Can I do anything here? If I can draw a removal spell, cycle this. Tragic Slip will keep us alive. Oh, they got us. All right. Yeah, we still had 2 Tragic Slips in the yard, so alrighty. Speaking of Tragic Slips, I'm not too concerned about that coming back. Reunions are going to come in. This is a little too late. Not too worried about that. 1 and 1. Crypt Rats are pretty good here. I'm going to go 2 on those. I give up a feeder. 1 insight. I do want to bring in maybe 2 bombs. I could probably get rid of I think I'm going to get rid of all the slips. Yeah, I'm going to go hard with these. We're maxed out. The Fiend is interesting. Bring back a feeder. They have a lot of flyers that they attack with, so we'll represent that. Well, if we lose here, It's a damn good deck we're up against. To its credit, we did gain a lot of life, and they're still able to kill us. We can draw into this. I think we might keep this. Boom, boom, attack, sack. If we hit no lands, I am going to be mad, but we're going to keep this. This is kind of like when you keep an island with a Fairy Seer. It's like you are going to look at some more cards here, so, you know, we're most likely to top deck a land here, so let's do the thing. See if we get there. Come on, just give me a land, then let me draw 2 more lands. I'm fine being flooded right now. Come on, lands. Natural, natural. Always didn't have it. What's that phrase? Never didn't have it. All right. Math is not our friend right now. Let's go. Let's get our life total back up. Give me a land. Give me a land. Give me a land. Give me. All righty, we got one. And we've got interaction too. Cool. All right. I will almost Rotten Reunion no matter what here. Obviously, I'd really like to see a fairy show up in the yard. Eat something of that persuasion. It's probably more like a Faithless Looting at this stage of the game, though. Cannot believe it's May already. My goodness. I might just Rotten Reunion my own Village Rites. If nothing transpires here. We're really hurting for tempo. I could always inside it. Carnarium, okay. Oh, man. I was really hoping. Yeah, I'm going to do it for tempo's sake. Well, that helps. Well, let's attack. Get in a free 2 damage, hopefully. Once the damage happens, do the thing. Sack this. Oh, come on, Liz. This is ridiculous. All right, well, at least we're safe from the yard here. Yep. All right. Bring out this. Not what's supposed to happen. Oh, well. Gosh, this is ugly. Do I really want to unearth a damn Serrated Scorpion? Just so I can convict it and draw cards. This is really unlike Homes of the Vein. Okay. Pretty Burly does 5 damage, draws 2 cards, gains 3 life. Pretty cool. The better combos in that list. All right, cool. We drew something we need. I really respect this. I'm just gonna play out the feeder and go. They're fond of killing stuff and hasted creatures, so we'll just keep it back and force them to use some something that would be pointed at our face. Instead, it'll hit the feeder. Thought I would regret cutting that 4th one. I do not miss it. Might even go down to 2. Logging all day. I respect all the math here, especially with our Unearth package and the other feeder. It's little bits of damage. I'm just trying to gain little bits of life and keep negating the board. Feels like they've got a graveyard-centric hand, and that's thus the hesitation. I'm just guessing. I want to rip that blood token and get to work, but I've got the Spellbomb. Drawing a card. A little bit flooded, it looks like. Highway Robbery showing up. Okay. Da-da-da. There's a Spawn showing up. Considering unearthing the feeder, then I can sit back on Rotten. Then I can attack Convict it, maybe. I like this plan. I just don't like to be completely naked against the style of this, so I'll bring this back out. That's why I'm threatening a reunion. I can trip this. Ideally, I'll have a good target for reunion. I can sit on the Spellbomb and not use it. Deck is really fighting us. It's amazing that you can get this screwed with, you know, so many just draw 2 effects. Just shows you how horribly we'd just be in such a hole right now if we didn't have all these Village Rites style draw effects. Okay, down it comes. What's it targeting? Let's see. Targeting us. All right. 7 cards. There's 2 more. Getting scary. We're almost at single digits, everybody. Such a great list. See, this is the kind of list I would love to play on the show, but whenever I play these like top 5 or, you know, the top meta decks, the view count just plummets. Even if you all say, I want to see that. It's like, no, you don't. All right, reunion. Gosh. There's not all these great options, are there? Just do that. Just getting a body out so I can convict it and attack. At this stage, I think I'm just going to, let me just attack with the Decayed only. You know, there's some imp headed our way. Crunch. Okay. We'll convict it now. This better be lands. This is ridiculous. Good lordy. All right. There is that. There we go. I'm gonna get the life now. I'll bring this out. I still have graveyard availability. Go to 14. They go to 14. Have similar strategies. Mine's creature based. Theirs are spell based. Taking and draining, draining and taking. Okay. Man, blood tokens are so nice. I think I mentioned that about 4 or 5 months ago. If you could go back to beta and all that, and you had your pick, if you could introduce that or some sort of retrace mechanic from the beginning so people could. How many more players would we have, right? So many people quit in the early days because confusion or just lack of deck building knowledge. Probably would have made it a lot easier. Wait for this ability to go on the stack. Do I want to? I can just deal with it and wax the board later. We'll do it now. They might even have an option for it. We'll see. I've already got a Crypt Rats and another one behind it, so nope. Hopefully they don't have a little instant trick. Cool. Feel a little bit cleaner. Oh yeah, Singular Vampire and Blood Tokens. That would have gone perfectly together. Like I said, I think on that same show, had they printed or downgraded Singular Vampire to a common, nobody would play it. That's how powerful Pauper is compared to their original days, right? It's pretty sweet. Okay. Down to 9. Smack. Oh, Mind Stab. Believe me, at 20 lands, this might even have too many lands. It's just, you know, your typical Twitch streaming. I mean, this happens once in maybe 8 normal games, but it's been like 50-50 today. I play it a lot too, so I know something about hitting go live will do that. It never makes any sense. Alrighty, so yikes. I just want to keep this back. I'm going to attack here. I'm going to incite it. Or, God dang it. Do I bring out the Kami and the Spellbomb? I got 5 cards. Does not feel like I'm that safe right now. Our options. I sit back and insight in response. I can gain 2 life, which might be relevant. Let's eat up a turn. Regardless, I do want this out. It's just what do we do with the extra stuff? I could just gain 2 right now. I think this is the game-winning move if they don't have it, because then I can insight next turn and start eating a lot of life. I'm going to play it a little safe here and just gain 2 life right now. I sure hope that they've got flyers. Okay, feeling good about that because we'd be at 6 right now. That Nocturnal Feeder, hopefully, isn't doing nothing. I hope they're got a kitchen imp in their hand and they're not wanting to trade it or use removal on it. Oh, we're just dead. All right. Kind of helps me. Oh, well, that's interesting. All right, I'll one-up you too. Yeah, they got us. So I'm really surprised. This list in the end went 2 and 3. I would bring this to a league and tweak as I'm playing, but you know, hard to say depending on your meta as far as online goes. I kind of like where it sits, but it came to that point of the show where we ask, well, I wrote down that I would like the Spellbomb number 4, but I don't know if that's just because we ran into Dredge. Toxin Analysis saved us once. I could probably, you know, the second I lose a Fiend, though, that's when we run into a Flood list and we want even more of them. So I might consider like losing a Marauder, going with another Spellbomb here going forward. But I mean, that's just for today's scenario and such. Like having one of each, so it's kind of like a toolbox for, you know, when we do want to bring stuff back from the yard with this and this. But I think the 2/4 is really good. This could might even be able to lose one of these to the sideboard, bring in maybe yet another rat or something. Of course, that's my style. I mean, everything with a swamp is a version of 8 rat in my world because we're already there with this, and I guess doesn't quite add up with the access to 3, but when you add in the 2 fountains, it kind of can go a little infinite. So anyway, wait, let's see, feedback. I've got options for PauperRBust bingo, 21 slots plus a free square if anyone has ideas. Hey, cool. Send me a message on YouTube to Mindstab Throw if you want to get in on that chat there with his little bingo idea and company. So again, we'll be here next week, but the next 2 weeks after that, I might be missing. I'm pretty sure at least one of them for sure because I'm just not going to be in the state. Anyway, y'all, hope you like this list. Highly recommend. This is one of those, you know, sleeve it up if you're just in a funk and you want to play something very fun. Who doesn't like just drawing cards and killing your own stuff and then bringing everything back and, you know, looking out for ways of abusing the economy of the jealous thirst. So love this card. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, thanks to Guy Who Walks Alone for the original list. And till next week, everybody, I'm going to hang out and go out with an old school promo for PauperRBust. Thanks for joining me. Please spread the word and see you next week.